We're back again with another Vietnam Crypto Insights. Uh, Terence will be joining us shortly. He's just been having some technical difficulties, but he should be back soon. But
So how was your trip to Cambodia?
it was okay.
How was your trip?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was okay. It was a bit quiet. It was quite interesting. The internet there was not very good. So I had a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
heard.
problems. I had a lot of problems trying to record videos and stuff while we were there.
So did you use any cryptocurrency in Cambodia?
No.
Like, did you trade or did you sell something to get cash?
Uh, yeah, beforehand, I just did some stuff OTC, but I had VND, so I just used that. And then
Yeah.
and then I got some
Yeah,
USD.
OTC. I think OTC is nature. It's a first start of crypto market. However, due to the some legal stuff, say legal difficulties, things are getting very hard to the traders, especially the OTC traders in Southeast Asia, where the regulations are coming to place, and everyone's saying that OTC is illegal. And yeah, in the last session, in the last conversation in our chat, Terrence told us that OTC in the US is now illegal.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, we talked about it in the last video.
Hey, here you
Hey,
are. How
there you
you
are,
doing,
you're
man?
back.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
There we go.
All right.
perfect, perfect.
All right. I
So
should
how's
figure
the
this
thing?
out
How's the
now.
thing?
How's the thing? How's what thing?
Halfing, Bitcoin, your
Oh,
portfolio.
well, um, I'm a long-term investor. I'm loving it because we're in a time and space that this might be a super cycle. So I'm loving it. Plus I'm looking at all the new developments and some of the stuff. And of course, toward the end of the video, we're gonna be sharing some of the new 10x coins and tokens that I've been looking at.
10x
Potential 10x, I
Yeah.
coins.
should say.
You're
Yeah.
gonna be dropping some alpha for us today, right?
Oh,
I'm waiting for
man.
my salaries for the monthly salary to put some in, yeah, to put something in the potential 10x, maybe 100x. I
I'm
don't know.
telling you.
We don't
Well,
know.
you've got the direct connect up there with Lilac, of course. She has all she had the
Um,
6x. She had the 6x
oh
last time. She
really?
told me. She was really kind of beating me over the head with it too. Terrence, I showed you though, several of those coins we showed you was 10x or 6x, 600%. He wouldn't let me live that one down.
Come on. I think our ancestor, like our fathers or grandfathers, will never understand like how this generation can get 10x, 20x, even 100x of their portfolio within 1 year,
Yeah,
which was
it's
so
insane.
impossible 50 years ago, or 30 years ago. It was impossible.
Well, unless you got on the tulip craze. You've heard about the tulip craze, right?
Yeah.
Tulip mania. That's what
Yeah, the tulip.
that was the argument in 2017. Everyone that was against Bitcoin
Yeah,
is like tulip mania. That's what Bitcoin is.
yeah. If you
That
were
was when I first
earlier,
heard about it.
if you had an early entry and early exit out of the tulip maze, tulip craze, you'd have been good. That'd have been 100x. But yeah, that's
So I
yeah,
think right now there's a lot of coins that we can invest and get 100x very easily, but
oh
also,
yeah,
yeah,
no doubt,
the high return will come with high risk,
Hmm.
as always.
always,
Yeah. Like
always. But
in the last year, in the beginning of 2022, nobody can imagine that PayPay, Ordinal can get to that price, right?
well,
Yeah,
I'm really shocked at the ordinals. They've actually they shot up tremendously, and I think we kind of talked a little bit about it last time, me and Sahil. He did a little more investigation, and I think he actually put some in some of the ordinals, correct? Or the runes?
Yeah, so I've got a bit more insight into that now because I've been looking into it a bit more this last week. Yeah, so essentially that whole space got really hyped up because Rune's protocol was launching on the halving, and they were launching after the halving block. So all the first runes that were etched in that halving either in the halving block or just after that halving block. And it was crazy, man. Like, I don't know if you guys were transacting on Bitcoin over the last couple of days since the halving, but like
Oh,
gas is like
it's insane.
over
It was
$100.
$100.
Yeah.
I seen that. I was like, wow, they're actually beating Ethereum fees back in a couple years ago now.
It was really funny because I minted a rune, Satoshi
Which
Nakamoto.
one?
Satoshi
Ah,
Nakamoto.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. I missed it.
Yeah.
I missed the rune
my mate
because
sent
I was one of the first guy in the BRC20 back in the day.
Mm.
So I was one of the first guy. But then all the jobs, like all the 9 to 5 jobs, just washed me out of that. And now I
Yeah.
gotta learn rune one more time. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the mintable token and mintable memes are gonna be the next trend.
Yeah. So like Satoshi
Yeah.
Nakamoto was one of the big ones. That went from like, I think when I minted it was like $1.85, and at the peak it was trading at almost $10. So it was like
Oh,
almost a
wow.
5x in the space of a day. It's still going up. Like, obviously the way it's going to progress is that there's the hype that's happened, and then things will level out for a little while, but there's still more that's going to be happening as well. But also as well, a lot of the blue chip ordinal projects like Quantum Cats, I think like Pups and Wizards, they all got airdrops from some of these pre-runes, like pre-mined runes, like from Cyberkongs with Prometheus, and like there's a bunch of other ones as well. And so that just sent the price of everything up. Like Quantum Cats hit like half a Bitcoin, 0.51. I think it's still trading at like 0.45 Bitcoin at the moment. Some of these airdrops, like
What about Wizard? Wizard? Did you
yeah,
you heard of that one?
yeah,
That one was really mooning. I was like, wow.
yeah. Known Monkeys is another big project that I like, one of the blue chip like ordinal projects that I think also got quite a bit of I think they will be getting some airdrops as well. I think my friend had a Bitcoin bull from like back in the day when ordinals first came out, and he got airdropped a runestone, and like that was going for like 0.07 Bitcoin at one point. So yeah, like the price of these are pumping. Like since Prometheans had come out, the total volume's like 310 Bitcoin, which is just mental. Because it only just listed the other day.
Insane. And they really pumped today. I seen one of them was up like 84% for the day earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was insane. There was some weird technical stuff. I tried to do a deep dive. Some of this stuff is kind of a little bit it can get a little wonky after a while, but I was reading on how everything went from the BRC20 craze to the ordinal. But aren't they supposed to be, you're a technical guy, aren't they supposed to be switching over to the runes as far as the
ordinals?
technical side of it? Yeah.
No, I think they will just end up sort of being separate. Separate.
Oh, okay.
There is
something
some
about that.
Yeah, so what you're talking about is some of these projects launched pre runes on the
Right.
Bitcoin, the day of the Bitcoin halving, and those are the ones that were airdropped, but they were
switched.
ordinals.
They,
But
oh,
what they're
but
doing
they
is
switched over
they're gonna
something.
they're gonna launch runes after this, and they're gonna be airdropping it to the holders of the pre-runes. So that's the whole thing that's going on, is that people are collecting it. That's why these ordinals and these like pre-rune ordinals that were created around the halving have been pumping so much, because people are speculating on, like, no one knows what's going to happen in the market. what's going to catch on, what's not going to catch on. And so people are buying these, hoping to get airdrops of these tokens. So for example, like Promethean, so that's by like Cyberkongs. So Promethean's got airdrop to all of the Quantum Cat holders and a bunch of other blue chip projects. Right now, it's trading at like, I think 0.6 BTC, but with that, they're gonna launch their runes decentralized. So they're gonna be launching that soon, and all of the Promethean holders will get 1 million of those tokens. So that's why there's so much craziness going on, as people are speculating on like what's going to take hold, what's the narrative, where's the massive amount of money to come from. You know, because if I saw like a pretty interesting thread about this, and the guy was basically just saying like, well, hey, you know, if these runes projects just captures like 1% of the Bitcoin market cap, you know, these early projects are going to mint millionaires, because the market cap just
Damn.
up so much, you know. So that's where the speculation is. That's what's driving all of the speculation on runes right now.
Even though it's
But
kind of costly for the
I
piece.
believe that there must be someone like behind that one. Maybe the early minters are pushing out the news that yeah, just you have to get in right now, and then when many more people get in, they just sell everything, dump the market, and everything.
Think
Uh,
they're gonna rug.
I mean, there's definitely going to be rugs in this, but I think like a lot of the big guys, like that started a lot of these projects are planning on like a more long-term thing, and it's like for them, they're all like a lot of these guys are already rich. They don't care about making 100 grand or 300 grand. Like they're here to make millions of dollars or like billions of dollars, and so like they've long-term invested in their projects, and so but like also as well, you got to look at like if you are going to speculate on runes, you have to look at exactly like the same tokenomics that you look at with any other project is so there's a concept of like pre-mined, and so when you go onto like pages where they show information about like all these different runes that are out, you want to see how much percentage of the supply is pre-mined, because if a lot of it's pre-mined, then there's all of the sell side pressure, because it being pre-mined means the founders have mined it before they minted the tokens to everyone else, or they launched a public mint. So you gotta look at those type of factors and make assessments about whether, you know, what you're getting into has the potential to do well or not. So yeah,
the crazy thing though is I spent about an hour trying to navigate and get a wallet and to try to transact on that, and you know, I gave up after about an hour because I had some other stuff to do. Of course, I went to a workshop this weekend as well, did some video shoots and video edits. But yeah, this they don't make it easy, man.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing, man.
It's never been busy. It's never been easy.
Actually,
It's never been easy.
I guess if it was easy, everybody could do it, right?
Yeah. The other thing you need to be careful about, if you're going to be, you know, this is a new protocol and it's very risky, and there is some risk associated with minting runes, which I wasn't even aware of until it happened to one of my friends, and he got front run on his transactions. He got front run on the transaction, and he lost all of the money he put in. So you don't just pay the gas, you lose the transaction as well. So he lost like, yeah, so I've seen stuff like the guy from MotoSwap was like, man, I burnt 25 grand just like trying to mint runes that I got front run.
Trying to get a rune and he didn't get it.
Yeah. So because the
wow.
Bitcoin network is so slow and it's so congested now with all of the etching and minting going on, that actually what's happening is people like it's become really easy for people to front run your transactions. And so basically it's just the same thing as do like the MEV bots on Ethereum. It's the same concept. So essentially they just like sandwich you, send the same transaction with a higher gas fee, and they just take your transaction because the mempool
So we're
prioritize.
So the $25,000 went to the Bitcoin miner?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what happens to the. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what happens to the.
Oh, wow. I guess and they were saying that it was a good day to be a Bitcoin miner the other day, yesterday.
Dude, do you know how much? What was the stats? It was like the halving block. The halving block was like $1 million. It was $1 million
Yeah.
reward for that halving block.
Damn.
Yeah. But they got paid the next day with all these rune transactions going through.
Yeah.
That was yeah, 100. I think it went up to like $127 a transaction at one point.
I paid like 1,500 sats for my mint that I did. So that was like just
Oh
like
my
it was like
gosh.
about $130 at the time, 125, $130, which is crazy. And then
Wow.
I was transferring some Ethereum around on ETH mainnet. And the funny thing is, like, literally the next day, and I paid 48 cents for a transaction. I was like, what is going on here? Like, the world's upside down. It's supposed to be the other way around.
They flipped the transaction. We had the transaction flipping. That's what's happening now.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
hopefully,
exactly.
the good thing is a lot of people are not transacting on Bitcoin anyway, as far as buying stuff. But yeah, if that happens, that's gonna definitely gonna cause a lot of people to pause. But just the retail people anyway.
Well, this is the thing that's happening now. I never thought we would see this, and I never realized like this is what was going to be the outcome of runes going live and all of these different side chains launching on Bitcoin. There's so many more that are still being built that haven't launched yet. And once they launch, like we're gonna see, when gas fees went crazy in the last bull cycle, that's gonna happen to Bitcoin. Like this isn't
Oh
just a
yeah.
temporary thing. I think it's gonna be consistent. It's gonna be consistent and it's gonna
Hello.
get worse. We're fucked.
Hello.
Yeah, so how come you have no Type C in your computer? And I believe that in the near future we will all have the Web3 wallet integrated with all the devices very soon in the future. But your laptop doesn't have any Type C yet.
Yeah, well, you can get a Neuralink in your brain. You might as well be able to put a wallet on there too. You'll be wired for
Cyborg.
everything.
Yeah,
cyborg with a crypto
we will
wallet.
be cyborg. Yeah, we'll be all cyborg with crypto wallet. But by that time there will be no 12 word phrase key.
Yeah.
No 40 like 24 letters or 24 words to access to the wallet, but your biometric, for instance. Like
Well, let's just hope it's not
or
let's just hope it's
DNA
not all
data.
CBDC, because then they can deactivate you.
Yeah.
if
That
you do
would be
something
very
wrong.
scary. That would be very scary. Whether you work and you live, no creativeness in the world, and or you decide to live like a prehistoric life.
Yeah.
There's no money needed. There will be no money needed, no transaction needed, no communication. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you was talking about the runes yesterday, Sahil. What's the give us the hot picks for the runes, since you're the one that's investigating all the runes and the ordinals, man. The only one I seen was the wizards, and I can't think of the other one that was up about 80% yesterday.
Yeah, so it looks like we talked about this before, just like the Prometheans is one that is looking like it's going to do well. There's going to be decentralized, which is going to be runes that they're going to launch and they're going to airdrop to all Promethean holders. We were talking before about how the market was super hot. All of these were really pumping, but now things have cooled down a little bit. A lot of the prices of these runes have dropped a lot. you know, had massive corrections. Same with a lot of the ordinals, like the blue chip ordinals, like Quantum Cats and Risk, and you know, a few of the others, the Wizards and the Pups, so, and Node Monkeys. So, you know, there's that initial hype of runes is kind of toned down a bit, but it's just, you know, in the short term, we're gonna see more pumps again. I think it's just gonna keep going. It'll be you know, it's pretty interesting how volatile it's been, you know, seeing things go up like 5x and then correct 50% over a short period of time. You know, it's pretty interesting to see how this is going to progress as we continue on. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the space.
So what do you think? 5x, 10x by the end of the bull cycle?
Could be even more. I
Totally.
mean, look, these are just launched, you know, some of the early ordinal projects, like if you got in early, you could have flipped like, you know, 0.01 BTC to a few Bitcoin for some of these projects. I think, yeah, Bitcoin bulls went up to 2.6 Bitcoin. I think it's sitting at 2.6 Bitcoin now. I think it went even higher before. And I think my friend minted that, or he minted, not, I don't think it was Bitcoin bulls, but he minted something. And yeah, you know, the price of it's just grew massively. And, you know, at you know, Bitcoin being $1 trillion market cap, if ordinals and runes just capture like 1% of that market share, that's $10 billion. So if you extrapolate that with like, yeah,
Is that the prediction, or is that
well,
somebody just coming up with a number out of their butt?
well,
You know, I don't know.
it's just, you know, if the ordinal space is able to capture like 1% of like the total Bitcoin market cap, then you know, that's just such a small percentage. And if it does, that's a 10 billion market cap just on Bitcoin's current market cap. So, you know, if we think we go 2x higher from here on Bitcoin throughout the cycle, maybe these ordinals and runes can capture a bit more of that market share, maybe 2% or 3%. Like this can get crazy because a lot of these projects, their market cap is only like a couple 100 million right now. You know, nothing's really gone crazy yet. You know, we saw you know, we saw a similar thing with the last cycle with NFTs. And so I think, you know, we have the potential to see something like this in the ordinal space and the rune space as well.
Yeah, I've yet to get anything recovered back from the Ethereum NFTs anyway. I know that they're still, the NFTs right now on or Solana are still up. But you know, I think that I don't know if the Ethereum ETFs or NFTs are going to come back. I mean, they're still hanging on by a slim thread, but
yeah,
I think a lot of people got kind of I think it lost a lot of their juice because it was just too many of them coming out at once, for one, and then also the gas fees. So
I think where those ETH mainnet, you know, with the narratives that have really brought those to really pump. I mean, if you look at like all of these like chains like Chain that hasn't launched yet, and they've or like before they launch, they had their own NFTs that were going to result in, like, if you held like the different subsets of NFTs within that collection, you would be getting airdrops. And so you saw some of these end up going up to like 15 ETH, 16 ETH, 20 ETH, 40 ETH. You know,
yeah, they were promoting. Yeah, they were promoting them as far as access to future NFTs. I think that I actually got some of that because I got sneaky vampires. I don't know if you remember those, but those actually came out. I don't know if that was Yuga Labs or who. It was one of the famous NFT creators that did those sneaky vampires. But they, if you bought those, then you actually had a leg up to get the other set of vampires as well. But they're all tremendously low now. I mean, the value went down about 90%.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been a rough ride, but you know, maybe one day they'll come back. I'm hoping. You know, it's not really a big loss for me. I didn't spend a lot for them, but still, it was the time you had to wait to try to get in and time it just right. I mean, it was just you know, you remember how they were launching them at first. They were like making it so that you had to go in at the website at the right correct time, and then you had to hurry up, and then you had to beat everybody else. And you're talking about that failed transaction that your friend had the other day, yesterday. I had a number of those when I was trying to get these NFTs too. It's just kind of like, but this was on Ethereum. So yeah, you didn't get the NFT, but you got a big burn. You got a big fee from Ethereum.
Yeah. Had that happen a couple of times.
Oh man, yeah, that was a crazy time. But I don't think I don't think that Solana's had that issue. I mean, other than the fact that they've been out, you know, numerous times over the past couple of years. But their NFTs, from what I've seen at different events, their NFT process seems to be a lot smoother. You know, have you seen that?
I think it's a
They
function
actually
of
can shoot.
I think it's
Yeah,
a
they can
function.
actually shoot multiple NFTs out to people like within a fraction of the time that it takes. You know,
Yeah.
it's incredible the way their NFT system is set up. But you know, I've had little time to play around with that. I actually opened up a wallet just to do with the Ordinals the other day, and yeah, that was another technical hurdle to get that. You know, I think the OKX had one. They had a wallet. There was a couple other places that had a wallet that handled Ordinals, but as
That
you know, it's everything is a technical issue here. With these new chains and new protocols and new things that come out.
Yeah, exactly. You
Which
know,
wallet would you recommend for the Ordinals? So I mean, what are you utilizing as far as that?
I use Xverse wallet. That seems to be the easiest one that I found to use, and yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty solid. It's pretty good for
Is
handling
that
it.
one that do they do
I use I use directly the unisat.io.
Oh yeah.
okay.
Because I used to witness I used to suffer from loss on
Okay.
OKX Web3 wallet. You know,
Oh,
when
okay.
I try to list the token on the market on the market place, the transaction is just stuck there, and I just
Oh,
lost it.
oh wow.
Yeah, just
So
like
you were doing what? What kind of transactions? Or just regular swaps
regular
or what?
listing, regular listing list on the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
The
Your NFTs?
BSC20. So yeah,
Oh, your
it's an it's an
BRC20s.
NFT.
Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
BSC20. So that's why I usually use unisat.io. Use a
Okay.
website. Yeah, on PC
All
or MacBook, whatever. It's just use a normal browser to do it.
Oh, so they have their own wallet as well. They've got their own browser wallet.
Now you can connect your OKX wallet or your Trust wallet or MetaMask
right.
uh, to do transaction on that one. And yeah, the unisat.io also let you uh, create your own wallet over there on their website.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Nice. Well, that's a
they
good.
have I'm having a look now. So they've got like Unisat, Xverse, OKX, BitGet, Phantom, Magic Eden, Encrypt. They're the wallets.
Oh, so they'll handle a lot of different chains and NFTs then.
No. They just do ordinals,
Oh, they
root,
just
They
do.
just connect
and
with the different
atomicals.
wallets. However,
Ah,
the chain only Bitcoin chain on unisat.io. And
okay.
many people call the creator of BSC20 protocol is Oppenheimer of Bitcoin.
Ah, okay.
Mm,
The Oppenheimer of Bitcoin. I don't know if
because
that's good or bad.
I've never seen that. I've never seen the movie. I've never watched
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's the guy that is credited with creating the bomb partially. I don't know if that's a
Yeah,
good thing.
the
He blew
the
up the world.
destructive
I don't know if we want to. I don't know if we want to use that same terminology for the. He's gonna blow up. He's gonna blow up the financial world. Is that what he's? That's that the.
Yeah,
Is that the
yeah.
analogy?
What's the logic there?
Is that the analogy? Yeah, man. But well, I was looking at the news earlier. Did you see that they two people from the SEC resigned, man?
Oh, really?
Um,
I didn't see that.
yeah, yeah. I guess they got caught up in some case about a month ago. Debtbox. It was a company that they were suing. Debtbox, I want to say. Yeah, Debtbox. And these guys, I guess they were probably pressured. I would say that they were probably pressured from Gary Gensler or something. But they were suing this company. They were saying that this company was sending $720,000 overseas, and they lied to get a temporary restraining order against this crypto company. And the judge about a month ago found out it was all a lie. And they basically tried to get the court all ramped up with these false allegations. But when the court found out that they were false, that the 720,000 was still within the U.S. financial system, he reamed the lawyers for the SEC and sanctioned them. And so, this is kind of a big thing, man. When you're a lawyer and the judge calls you out for lying on an affidavit,
Yeah.
so you can actually lose your license, to practice law. So the
Well,
SEC,
that's illegal,
the
right? That's like
SEC,
one of the things that they
yeah,
would use their license for.
yeah. Well, they're lucky they didn't get put in jail. If it was you or me, they would probably go after us. But they just sanction them, and of course the SEC, they just told them that they're going to get fired or quit. But Gary Gensler was behind pressuring all these people to go after crypto, like he's always been doing.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Ever since he's got in the door, he's just trying to pressure people. So he's got all his underlings going after different crypto entities because that's his thing. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But if that's that's actually a good sign that there's some judges that are not so easily swayed by politics and the bureaucracies that because even the allegations against Ripple, I was reading over some of the allegations of Ripple. That case is supposed to be coming to a head, but Ripple actually just filed something, and they were pointing out how some of the allegations that came out later on, they weren't even made in the initial complaint against them. So they're just given sometimes these government entities, and they get a free pass to do whatever in some of these court cases in America.
Given too much power.
Yeah, they understand that their job's on the line too. I mean, they're appointed for life supposedly, but if there's enough political rancor, they can get the boot, and they won't get a appointment on a higher bench. So they know how to play the game. There's a system of things. It's not fully depoliticized and independent like they like to say that they are.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which has come to light really in a big way, with these allegations against Clarence Thomas the past year, and all the dark money that's been funneled to him and his wife's organizations, which that's actually been front page news several months in the US. And he's on the Supreme Court, so if it goes on with the highest court, what goes on in lower levels as well.
Oh yeah, for
But,
sure, right?
But,
Like,
right now we can see the scary part of CBDC, right?
okay. But we can't see you though. That's the problem. Where are you at? We see your name.
Yeah.
You're
Because
hiding.
I'm in my room right now. It's not
Okay.
well organized, so
All right.
I don't wanna. Yeah, I think next time I will try to find another better place for this conversation. And
But we
recently, I have seen a lot of discussion online about the application of crypto or blockchain technology in the real world. Um, People talk about the real world asset on Twitter or X, right? And I'm working in the identity industry, and people are talking about applying crypto. No, no, sorry, not crypto, but applying the blockchain technology in the mm, identity governing. And many country has been talking about that. Like in Kenya, they are talking about using blockchain technology in the identity system of the nation. Yeah, and I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to get more information from that. So maybe we can do something with it. We can provide um, technology or stuff. Even there's I forgot the name, but the identity card, the each identity card will be a number or something on the blockchain, and they use it to track you, to track the citizen of the country. So anything they do will be recorded, and everyone will know who you are, what you doing, and what you did in the past. I think this is very scary. For example, like you party somewhere, you make noise, and the entire nation know about that. The entire nation know that you party somewhere, you made noise, and then you got caught by the police, something like that. Very weird.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
Mario, we know you was at that party this weekend and you was breakdancing. That's on the blockchain. We seen it.
No, that one would be scary because there will be no privacy. There will be no
No, no, no.
privacy. And all the criminal record will be shown by everyone.
Yeah, that's a little wild to me too. At least they're not partnering with Worldcoin and scanning your eyeballs. That's the one that scares me. I don't know what they're gonna do with
Um,
everybody's eyeballs.
Oh yeah, well, that's just
They're gonna use your eyeballs for nefarious purposes.
So in Vietnam, like there will be new law or new policy that everyone, when you register your identity card, your eyeball data will be taken
Oh wow. You think
very
coming
soon.
down the pipe?
But it's not blockchain yet. They use
Oh,
a different technology.
okay.
But they will take all the data, your DNA, very soon to be.
DNA
Your
too?
iris, yeah, DNA too, and the iris that
Oh
no,
wow.
and the iris. Because people are talking about that online, on the internet, saying that start from July this year, the police will record all the iris data of everyone. So yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's a little bit scary.
yeah, that's crazy.
So they're doing like WorldCoin. I wonder if they're partner with WorldCoin. You know, there's some tiny countries that I was reading about. There's some tiny places that there's a lot of places that people are actually utilizing that money, you know, and you know, they're making, you know, that's a lot of money that they're giving them.
How much are they
So
giving them? How much is it in?
I don't know. I think it was. I think they were going to some of these small countries, and you know, it's not a lot to you and I, but you know, some of these little tiny entities, tiny little places. Hold on, let me see what they were giving people in some of these little small countries. But it was enough. It was enough money that it made it worth their while, and they were lining up. I mean, I remember some of the lines that they were showing went on for like a couple blocks. Let me see, what were they rewarding people in some of these countries, man? They were rewarding something like
So I saw here it was $60. $60 in crypto.
$60 in crypto. It's gonna be $6,000 someday, right?
well, that is in some places that's the equivalent to, you know, a couple thousand, you know, if you compare it to what $60 is in the West. I mean, it's nothing, you know. That's like, you know, maybe you get a lunch or two, couple lunches, you might fill up your gas tank. But yeah, here, you know, I could fill up my motorbike probably for a year off $60.
No, no. $60 you can fill up your gas for 10 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
10 or 12 times.
Yeah, that's for like a good 6 months. I don't drive a whole lot, you know, so you know, that's 6 months of gas easily.
Yeah, Terrence Walker.
That's right. Motorbike specialist now in Vietnam. I still can't put my I can't drive like some of these professionals with the mattress on the back and
So not yet. So not yet
not yet.
Terrence cyclist, right?
No,
Motorbicyclist.
I'm still a beginner. I'm still a beginner, man. I'm not. I can't put the mattress on the side and ride with one hand on the cigarette and another hand with the phone. No, no. I learned my lessons trying to hold the phone to ride the bike. That's when I had my first and only accident. To tell you the truth. So I'm tending to focus, but all right, we've got about 9 minutes left, so we better pretty much wrap this up. But Mara, did you have any good coins or anything you want to let people know about? Any good tips other than the news?
I've been focusing on the identity technologies recently, and
The Web3 stuff.
most of the time I spend on the learning the how can I say how ID card and passport works in the modern days, and I have I try to catch up with the news, and most of them right now, the smart card, the identity, and the governing are full of blockchain related news.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of technology coming out there. That's for
I'm
sure.
afraid the block with the blockchain technology, it will occupy a lot of data, a lot of data space, and I don't know how many hard drive or how many server or node to be created to serve all demand, because everything will be shared, all the data, all everything. So it will require a lot of space for that.
So they're actually utilizing the one thing that I actually, one of the hot segments that I think is actually growing and is going to be taken over in that is is the outsourced, or should I say Web3 sourced, not only uses for GPUs, but also for space. And they've got a number of new platforms. They got nodes.ai. I went to a workshop a few weeks ago. They had one, io.net. That's for shared GPU space. But of course, they've got other Web3 properties that are sharing, that they utilize Web3 space for, cloud storage as well. So I don't know how much that's going to eat into Amazon's business, because Amazon is pretty much, the gorilla in that space. But, I can foresee that, a lot of that is going to go in the direction of Web3, because the economics is so cheap.
I think
What was you going to say though?
I was going to say the thing is that I noticed with this is when you had like these decentralized platforms before, basically you can just run the node anywhere. So if you can set up a virtual private server on Amazon or anything like that, you can host it on there and you can run a node through there. So you basically just pay for the compute power through AWS, and then you just earn money by running the node. And so I think what will end up happening with a lot of this stuff is people will just run these nodes on AWS and then just farm.
Right. So AWS is going to get their business anyway.
Yeah, there was a bunch of where it was during the last bull market. My memory does is fading me on this at the moment, but there was something that happened, and there was an AWS outage on the west coast of the US, and like it knocked out like so many crypto projects because they were all using AWS on the back end. And many of them, and many people were running nodes on AWS. So like, what's that video platform? I forget what the name of it was. But they got like, I think they went like almost completely down because like,
was it Theta? No, it wasn't Theta.
Theta. That's
It
what
was? Okay.
I think like, I think it was like 60 or 80% of the network were people running them on VPSs on AWS.
Oh, wow.
So then when AWS went down, I'm pretty sure that network pretty much went down.
That's
Yeah,
pretty,
that's
that's
why
pretty shocking.
Jeff Bezos
They're
is
supposed to be so secure. What'd you say? Jeff Bezos, what?
yeah, I say that no there's no um that's why Jeff Bezos is a richest guy in the world.
Oh, yeah.
He earned
He's
a
got
lot
a
from
product
AWS.
yeah, well, he's got a product that a lot of people utilize, you know.
It's a good
Pretty
product.
creative.
It's a good product.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it is a good product. It's not easy to use though. If for the uninitiated like myself, I
Do
had to
you
set up
use
something on there a few years ago.
AWS, Sahil?
Yeah, I had to set up something. Oh no, I'm sure
Yeah,
Sahil does.
I've used AWS a lot
He's
for
a
a lot of
dev.
stuff that I've done.
Yeah, he's
Terrence,
a dev guy.
you also did something on the AWS?
Yeah, I did something on AWS. I was partnering with the company here to do some cybersecurity app, and they wanted to put it on AWS. I was trying to sell it in the US. It was they set it up, and yeah, it was not an easy process. I didn't do a lot of the dev work. I just set up the account, and I had to use a lot of the permissions on there. And but that, I had to learn the terminology on there was just kind of that was just a chore in and of itself, learning the different terminology. Because AWS is not, if you don't know what it is, I mean, it's got a whole new language, to tell you the truth. And so he'll tell you it's a whole new language of things on AWS.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff to learn.
Yeah, man. But yeah, we got about 3 minutes, you guys. Anything else to wrap up?
I think
So about the post halving phase, do you get anything new? The post Bitcoin halving.
I think we're gonna
Well,
go. You go.
go ahead. Well, typically it goes up 30 to 80% in the 3 months following the halving, as far as what most people say. but we'll see. I don't know. This cycle is presenting a lot of new nuances and differences. I mean, you've got high transaction fees on Bitcoin. You got, I mean, I don't know. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
in the
think
last cycle, we witnessed a lot of NFT running on the Ethereum, and this time, people talk more about Bitcoin, and the Ethereum price just go sideways for too long.
yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. We'll see a pump at some point. But yeah, it's going to be a very different market to any other market we've had. I think we'll have some sideways action, some corrections before we start seeing things really take off. I think that's like high probability, in my opinion, or at least just chopping sideways for a while.
I'm waiting for the
Yes,
dip.
indeed.
Anyone with me?
Yeah,
Buy the dip.
buy the dip. Well, we've been
Buy the dip.
getting some solid dips in many projects. So, you know, a lot of them have had big 30-40% correction, some of them even more if you're buying like altcoins or shit coins. Some of them have dipped quite a bit from the recent highs.
There's one that I got in on Cubeta, Qube, and I told everybody I was going to give them a little gem. That one's actually going to be airdropped to me on the 14th of May. So, you know, full disclosure, I did buy a little bit of Cube, and it's basically fractionalized AI company ownership, which is pretty cool.
Nice. That sounds good.
Yeah. Cube, look it up. Qube.
Sounds good. I think we're gonna have to wrap up because we've got less than a minute left on this call. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone. It's been a fun little session. We'll do it again soon.
Yes, indeed. And we'll bring you some more gems.
Absolutely.
Mario can't say bye, so I guess he's waving.
Hello.
We can't see him. All right,
Yeah,
we'll see everybody
wave.
later. Yes.
Yeah.
Can you
Goodbye, everyone.
wave on the screen some kind of way?
Some kind of wave here.
There we go. All right, Mario.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, see you, everybody.
Next week, I will have a very interesting news. So
Stay
I
tuned.
will surprise you, all you guys. I will surprise everyone.
Perfect.